Africa is often stereotyped as a continent that is behind the times when it comes to technology and innovation. However, in recent years, Africa has made significant strides in the space industry. Several African countries have now successfully launched their own satellites into space. The African space industry, valued at $19.49 billion in 2021, is projected to grow by 16.16% to $22.64 billion by 2026. 53 satellites have been launched by 15 African countries. 9 of those 52 satellites were launched by commercial entities. North African countries have launched 21 satellites. The first satellite of the region was launched in 1998 by Egypt, Nilesat 101. The most recent satellite launched by the region was the Egyptian Nilesat 301, launched on June 8, 2022. Southern African countries have launched 17 satellites. The first satellite of the region was launched in 1999 by South Africa, Sunsat-1. The most recent satellite launched by the region was the Zimbabwean Zimsat-1, launched on November 7, 2022. West African countries have launched 7 satellites. The first satellite of the region was launched in 2003 by Nigeria, Sat-1. The most recent satellites launched by the region were the Ghanasat-1 and the Nigeria Eutelsat-1, launched on June 3, 2017. East African countries have launched 6 satellites. The first satellite of the region was launched in 2018 by Kenya, 1 Kuns PF. The most recent satellite launched by the region was the Kenyan Taifa-1, launched on April 14, 2023. South Africa is the most advanced African country in terms of space technology. It was the first African country to launch a satellite into space, Sunsat-1, in 1999. Since then, South Africa has launched a total of 11 satellites. South Africa's satellites are used for a variety of purposes, including monitor the environment, track weather patterns, map the country's natural resources, provide telecommunications services to remote and underserved areas of the country, support education and research in fields such as astronomy, physics, and engineering. Egypt is another African country with a rapidly developing space program. Egypt has launched a total of 10 satellites into space, starting with EgyptSat-1 in 2007. In addition to South Africa and Egypt, a number of other African countries have launched their own satellites into space. These countries include Algeria, Angola, Ethiopia, Ghana, Kenya, Morocco, Nigeria, Rwanda, Sudan, Tunisia. The satellites launched by these countries are used for a variety of purposes, including Earth observation, communications, and education and research. African countries face a number of challenges as they develop their space programs. These challenges include lack of funding. Space exploration is a very expensive endeavor, and many African countries simply don't have the budget to support large-scale space programs. Lack of expertise. African countries need to develop the expertise necessary to build and operate satellites. This can be a challenge as there is a shortage of skilled space professionals in Africa. Lack of infrastructure. African countries need to develop the infrastructure necessary to support space exploration, such as launch pads and tracking stations. Despite these challenges, African countries are making significant progress in space exploration. The number of African countries with satellites in orbit is growing rapidly, and these satellites are being used to improve the lives of millions of people across the continent. Africa is a continent with a rich history and culture. It is also a continent with a bright future in space exploration. African countries are leading the way in developing new technologies and exploring new worlds. As Africa continues to develop its space programs, we can expect to see even more amazing things from the continent in the years to come. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed learning about Africa's role in space exploration. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos about Africa.